What if everything you've been told about the 144,000 is wrong? Not slightly wrong, not misunderstood, but completely inverted. Because most churches will tell you this number is symbolic. Just a metaphor, a poetic way of saying all believers. But then answer me this. Why does Revelation go into painstaking detail about them? Why 12,000 from each tribe? Why list the tribes by name? Why describe their behavior, their purity, their mouths? And here's the part they don't want you to notice. Why are they called something no ordinary believer has ever been called? First fruits. That's not symbolic language, that's a rank. And if that's true, then who are the rest? Stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you won't just understand the 144,000, you'll have to ask a terrifying question: am I part of them or not? The verse that started the confusion. Revelation 14 says, "They were redeemed from the earth, first fruits unto God and the Lamb." First fruits, not leftovers, not general harvest. First, meaning there's more coming after them. So if the 144,000 are the first, who are the rest of the harvest? And why does no one talk about that? Hold on to that question. We'll come back to it later. The dangerous teaching you were given. You were told something comforting. Don't worry, it's just symbolic. But what if that teaching wasn't meant to comfort you? What if it was meant to disarm you? Because if this number is literal, then not everyone qualifies. And suddenly, salvation isn't the only question anymore. Qualification becomes the question. The math of heaven, 12,000 from each tribe, 12 tribes, 144,000 total. This is not random. This is structured, precise, deliberate. Heaven doesn't count symbolically, it counts exactly. So why are you being told not to? The tribes are named for a reason. Judah, Reuben, Gad, Asher. Why list them if they don't matter? If this is symbolic, the tribes are unnecessary, but they're not just mentioned, they're counted, meaning identity matters. And here's where it gets strange. One tribe is missing, the missing tribe. The tribe of Dan, gone, removed, erased from the list. Why? No pastor gives a clear answer, but historically, Dan was associated with idolatry. Let that sink in. The tribe linked to compromise is excluded from the final remnant. So ask yourself, what kind of believer gets excluded today? The replacement that raises questions instead of Dan. Manasseh appears, a replacement. Why replace instead of include? Because this isn't just genealogy, this is qualification filtering, and it's still happening today. The purity that no one talks about. They were not defiled. That word is heavy. It doesn't mean trying their best. It means set apart, different, untouched by the system. So the real question becomes, can someone living a compromised life be part of this group? The standard is higher than you think. No guile was found in their mouths, no deception, no manipulation, no hidden sin behind public righteousness. This is not average Christianity, this is refined identity. The song only they can sing, Revelation says, no one could learn the song except the 144,000. Think about that. Not angels, not other believers, only them. Why? Because this song is not taught. It is earned through experience. What is the new song? The new song represents something deeper, intimacy, revelation, a level of connection with God that cannot be copied, and most believers never reach it. The difference between saved and chosen. Here's the truth churches avoid. Being saved is not the same as being chosen. The 144,000 are not just saved, they are selected. The word redeemed changes everything. They were redeemed from among men, not all men, from among, selected out of, filtered, chosen, the system they refused. These individuals are not just pure, They are resistant. They refuse the system, the compromise, the pressure. Why this message isn't preached? Because it creates discomfort. It removes complacency. It forces self-examination. And most churches aren't built for that. The identity shift. What if the 144,000 isn't just a group, but a standard, a blueprint, a calling? The bride connection. The Bible speaks of the bride of Christ, prepared, pure, ready. Could the 144,000 be a representation of that bride, the cost of being set apart? This path is not easy. It requires sacrifice, separation, discipline, and most people won't choose it. The lust connection, you've heard about purity before, but this is deeper. This is internal cleansing, a war against hidden sin, the war you can't see. This isn't physical, it's spiritual, a battle for identity. The mark they refused revelation contrasts two groups, those sealed by God and those marked by the beast. No middle ground. The seal of God, the 144,000 are sealed, protected, marked by God himself. Why the timing matters. This revelation appears in the end times, not randomly, but intentionally. The awakening people are starting to question, to see patterns, to notice inconsistencies. The hidden truth, emerging what was hidden, is now being revealed, but only to those willing to see. The filtering process. Not everyone who hears this will accept it, and that's the point. The inner check. Something inside you is reacting right now. That's not coincidence. The fear of not qualifying this message creates tension, because it forces a question: where do I stand? The invitation. This is not exclusion, it's invitation, but few will accept. The cost of ignoring this truth doesn't remove it, it only delays the realization. The final separation. A time is coming when the separation becomes visible. The role of obedience. This isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. The heart condition. God looks at the heart, but he also looks at obedience. The last call. This message is not for everyone, it's for those being called. The remnant mindset. A remnant thinks differently, lives differently, chooses differently. The final question: if the 144,000 are real, where do you stand? The moment of truth. This is where belief becomes decision. If you feel something stirring inside you, don't ignore it. Type remnant in the comments. Let's see who's awake. Because this is just the beginning. In the next video, we're going to reveal something even more unsettling. Why some believers will think they are part of the 144,000, but will be rejected at the very end. And trust me, you don't want to be in that group.